Hark the heralds sing, Merry Christmas. Our Lord Jesus Christ was born on this day. Actually, he wasn't born on this day, supposedly. It is just the most convenient day for people to celebrate Jesus' birth, or so says the History Channel. Welcome to another episode of ThirdEyeCyphs. I'm your host, Natalia, and it is Christmas Day. Merry Christmas to all of you who celebrate Christmas. Happy 6th day of Hanukkah? Is it? Let me see. Which day of Hanukkah is it? Which day of Hanukkah is it? Today. Is today. Okay, wait. This doesn't tell me. Okay, December 10th. So today's... Oh, what? Begin the sundown December 10th. Oh, it's not even Hanukkah anymore. What the hell? The first candle... It continues through December 18th. Ew. What the heck? I was watching a movie yesterday, and then it was Christmas Day, and they were like, and then happy 6th day of Hanukkah. It wasn't even Hanukkah. It's not even Hanukkah. Happy belated Hanukkah to all you Hanukkah celebrators. And happy early Kwanzaa. We're not going to hit Kwanzaa today. But, okay, first of all, before we get into anything, honestly... If you guys follow me on Instagram, then you would know that I think it was last weekend, I posted a video, a very short clip video of me trying to get on film what my friends and I saw in front of our faces, which was what we've concluded a giant UFO. We will talk more about that. So this week's episode, we will talking about, my first actual, I've seen UFOs, but not this close up. I've never seen something so big and in front of my face and incomprehensible. And then also a little bit about Christmas Day, because come on, we gotta give it up for Jesus, guys. Trigger warning, because you know I love trigger warnings now. For any Christians out there who solely believe that Jesus Christ is the only Son of God, and everybody else is gonna perish in hell. So major trigger warning. But for all of you who appreciate, the spirit of Christmas, and we give thanks to this guy Jesus, and for all that he did, he died for our sins, guys. I would do that. Honestly, like, I'm not saying I'm as holy as Jesus, because I'm not, but I'm saying that if I had the opportunity, like, if they were like, whoever they are, if people were like, if we kill you right now, everybody's sins will be atoned for. I think that's the right word. I would let them kill me, honestly. I would. That's my selfless act for humanity and for the world. I would die for everybody's sins. I honestly would. All right, getting into it. I'm not going to do a card reading this week. I hope you guys are excited for this freaking UFO story, because it's going to be crazy. But first and foremost, how are you guys doing? How are you doing? How's your week? I hope you guys get a vacation off. I get a whole week off of work, which I'm so excited for, because as some of you may know, I am in yoga school. And that's what me and my boyfriend call it. I'm like, I'm in yoga school right now. But it is practically yoga school. And I literally don't have as much time as I really want to focus on it. So I have this whole week off, and Justin works too, so I'm going to be diving deep into my practice, my studies, and then relaxing too, because I don't want to spend my whole vacation studying. So I'm super excited. And yeah, I am. And then next week is actually Christmas Day. So today's Christmas Day, and then next week's episode is going to be on New Year's Day, which is awesome. So we're hitting the holidays here, guys. So I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are eating. I bought a lot of pastries yesterday. I have so many pastries, and then we have to bake so many pastries for our friends and family today, and I'm so excited. I love Christmas. I honestly love Christmas, and I feel like it has a little bit something to do with my name. So if you don't know, my name is Natalia, and that actually means Christmas Day, or the day that the Lord was born. Let me clarify that for you guys. I just actually looked it up and then I lost it. Okay, so Natalia. Natalia means Christmas Day. The origin, a female personal name, a multilingual adoption of the Latin Natalia, meaning, figuratively, Christmas Day. From Latin natalis, literally birthday. In church Latin, the phrase Natalis Dominus referred specifically to the birthday of our Lord, which Christians celebrate as Christmas Day. Composed of the elements Natalis, pertaining to birth, origin, and Dominus, the Lord. Okay, and then here's like some historic definition. In the Middle Ages, baby girls born on Christmas Day were often given this name. Initially, it was more commonly used among Eastern Orthodox Christians in several Slavic forms, such as Natalia, spelled with a Y instead of an I, like how I spell it, Natasha or Natasa. I don't know, there's like some accent over the S. I don't know how to maybe it's Natasha, but like with a symbol. I don't know. In honor of the 4th century Christian woman named Natalia, the wife of Saint Adrian of Nicomedia. I don't know. According to the popular medieval legend, Natalia disguised herself as a boy while visiting her husband in prison in order to ask for his prayers when he got to heaven. Okay. Anyways, it means hardworking, honorable, patient, practical, responsible, determined, reliable, industrious, intelligent. I feel like those words kind of describe me. I'm very hardworking and responsible when it was kind of practical, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, that's what my name means, guys. So I don't know if that's why I like Christmas so much, but I really do love Christmas. I think it's so nice. It just makes people happy, and it looks so pretty. The lights are really pretty. But I am in no means a Christian or a Catholic. Do I believe in Jesus? I honestly don't know. It's the same thing I can say, like, do I believe in Krishna? So, like, I don't consider myself a Hindu, but I feel like very, like, subtly I do, just because a lot of I hate saying I have belief systems, but I have come to some conclusions about this reality in this world, and I very much relate and can agree with Hindu stories and their philosophies and spirituality, so I'm very drawn to it. But can I say if Krishna actually walked this earth? Maybe, and that's what I'm saying. The same thing with Jesus. Like, I personally don't know. I've never experienced seeing them in person, nor has anybody that I know, just because it was such a long time ago. But I don't doubt that he didn't walk the earth, and I don't doubt that he did all this stuff. I mean, this is like a lot of historical stuff and stories. Hold on, I gotta get my cat. Did you guys hear her? That was her saying Merry Christmas. So yes, I absolutely don't doubt that he walked this earth. I'm not, like, I like Jesus. I literally have a picture of Jesus right here next to, I have the Bible here, and I got a picture of Jesus next to a candle, because it's his freaking birthday. We're celebrating his birthday. Like, he needs to be, every time it's somebody's birthday on my altar, I always put them as the centerpiece of my altar. So, yes, of course, I love Jesus. Justin really loves Jesus. I like that. He really relates to his teachings, and I really like his teachings too. I mean, I can't really agree with, like, I don't know which, I think it's probably like the old, I don't even know if the Bible says, like, you can't be gay or anything like that. I don't know if it's like the Old Testament or the New Testament, but I know that, like, originally gay people were frowned upon, but I don't know if it says that in the Bible. Maybe. I think it's just because the Bible says, like, oh, there was man and woman. It doesn't say there was man and man, so that's what people automatically assume, that Jesus didn't like gay people, or God doesn't like gay people, or it's like it's sacrilegious, or whatever people are gonna say. Well, I don't know. I don't really agree with, like, limitations, you know? But who knows? Like, who am I to say? I'm not here to give you religious. Actually, I am here to give you religious studies, but not today, guys. If you really want me to get into some history stuff, I could dive deep into some history stuff, and we could talk about it. But anyways, Merry Christmas, guys. Freaking happy holidays, season's greetings. I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys have a vacation. I hope you guys are having fun, nice time with your family, and yeah, so again, like I said, we won't be doing a card reading, just because it's the end of the year. It's gonna be next year, basically, the next time we talk or you listen, and I'll do a card reading then. I'll do a New Year's card reading. I know I usually do a monthly card reading on my Instagram live, but I did miss December, and I kept thinking about it in the middle of December, like, should I do it? And then I'll just end up skipping December, and we'll go into the new year. I'll do a New Year card reading. And then I don't know if I'll do a New Year card reading on my Instagram and then a weekly card reading on or maybe I'll just do it on my Instagram, honestly. So be a lookout. If you don't follow me on Instagram, it's Natalia of Earth. I'll probably be doing a New Year's card reading next week. So anyways, getting into this freaking episode, guys, I saw freaking aliens, okay? This is insane. Oh, wait, before I even tell you this, a word from our sponsors. Okay, so I freaking saw aliens, guys. Me and my friends saw aliens. Like, at first, okay, first of all, let me say, we saw Santa. We saw Santa originally. So this is what happened. I'll tell you guys exactly what happened. So me and my friends were walking to my house. Like, we're literally a block down from my house, and we're walking uphill to my house. And then suddenly we see like something like in the sky floating by. But it seemed like a bunch of stuff. It seemed like individual things. Originally I thought it was birds. Okay, so it was kind of nighttime. Like, it was literally like super dusk where there was only like an inch of the sunlight left. So there's like a little bit of sunlight left, but it was mostly dark. It was basically nighttime. But there was a little bit of sunlight left. And we see like these floating objects passing by us, but they look like birds, but like it was too dark to be birds because there was light reflecting off of it. So it was kind of like an object that light could reflect off of. And so we thought maybe they were balloons. They looked like maybe like 6 balloons. And it was like 2 balloons next to each other and then one kind of lower, like in a line. Imagine like 6 balloons in a row, like next to each other, okay? Like horizontally next to each other. And then so there's 2 balloons, like 1, 2, and then maybe like 2 a little lower down in the line, so like a little underneath it, and then it went back up like a few balloons, like in the as the original balloons. Man, I wish I could draw it out for you. I will be posting a picture on Instagram along, like, advertising this episode, but along with photos that I found online that look almost exactly like what we saw. So look at those photos. But so it kind of looked like a V shape, but not really. So they were like individual things kind of forming a V shape, but they weren't balloons because they were moving together in unison as if they were one entity. Like, it wasn't like different balloons like floating, like you can see that there were individual things. It was like they were moving together, and then as they're moving together, it's like they're moving like they're defying the laws of physics. So they're floating past us. They're coming from our left side. They're passing in front of us, in front of our face. And at this point, we're like, what the hell is that? Like, it looked so weird. And then it moved like forward and then back and then up, like together as one. It looked and you can't even explain it. They look like lines or like balloons, or like, it just looked like lights kind of, but they weren't lights. It was just light reflecting off of whatever it was. And it was like moving oddly. And we're like, what the heck? And we thought it was reindeer. It looked like Santa being like pulling reindeer, individual reindeer, but except you can't see like the body of a reindeer. It only looked like the center of a reindeer. Like if the reindeer had lights in their stomach, like as a display or something, like they each had lights in their stomach. It looked like that, but there was no reindeer around it. It kind of just looked like the lights in the middle. And then, so my friend kept saying, it's Santa, Santa. There's a plane pulling a sleigh with Santa to make it look like Santa. And then I was like, oh, what, really? And then like I believed him for a sec, but then I looked and there was no plane pulling anything. And I was like, where is the plane? And it's so funny because I was like, everybody was kind of freaking out at this point because it looked really crazy. And I'm screaming, I'm like, where's the plane? Where's the plane? And I'm literally, so the video that I posted on Instagram is me saying, I can't get it. And you hear my friend in the background, it's Santa. And yeah, because it was too dark, my phone was not going to be able to get it, but I had my video camera in my backpack, which I'm sure could have possibly got it. Oh shoot, my phone. But I couldn't take my eyes off of it. You literally want to record it, but you're in such awe that you cannot take your eyes off of it, and you're just staring at it, and you're like, what the heck is that? And then, so it's passing by, and I'm trying to get it, but I can't because I'm just staring at it so much, and I'm screaming like, what is that? And then as it gets into the distance, all of those individual things sort of like combined into one, and then it expanded. So at this point, I'm trying to expand my perception of it, because originally I'm like, it's Santa, there's something pulling it, there's balloons, like I'm trying to find some other way. But then at this point where it got to a certain distance, I'm like, no, this is something I need, like this is an unidentified object, like this is very strange. I knew it was like at this point I knew it was aliens or a UFO. So then, because I'll talk about my personal ET experiences in a sec, but I've had personal experience, like odd experiences that dealt with aliens or ETs, and at this point I'm like, okay, let me see it as that, because I can't really put anything else to it except that. So then when it gets to the distance, I'm like, okay, let me try to see this and try to see it and perceive it as something else, instead of trying to make it into something that it's not. Try to see the whole thing. Maybe this is a smaller part of something bigger. So when it gets to a little distance, I'm trying to see the whole thing, like to try to see what it actually is. And then it combines into one, and it expands. And when it expands, it's like, it kind of creates like I want to say like a rainbow. So but it's not a rainbow. Don't think of like the colors of a rainbow or anything. But I'm talking about the shape. So think of like each end of a rainbow, and like if they were combined, and then if you were to open, kind of like a picture book. If the picture book was closed, and then you open a picture book, and it creates this kind of fan looking thing, or like whatever it is, I don't know, something that you open up and it creates a fan. I guess a fan. I don't know. But it was kind of like that. It combined into one, and then when it expanded, it was like two of the sides opened up, and then it created this kind of like swoosh in the middle, like this fan, or this like it expanded basically. But what it looked like when I saw, and then at this point I was like, oh my god, because it was like happening in front of my face. Like I was like, what is that? And it combines and expands. But when it expanded, the light that we were seeing reflecting off of the objects, what the expansion was it created like this surface, like space, like the surface, and the light was reflecting off of the surface. And what it looked like was the side of like a giant UFO, or the side of like something big, and then the light was reflecting off of it, and then it just faded out. Like it literally just disappeared. Like it didn't like dissolve or anything like into little pieces. It like faded out. Like if you were to like just like turn down I don't know, I want to say, not the occupancy, oh my god, the something with an O, I don't know, like when you want to just make something disappear, like just fade out, like the invisible, I can't think of the word. It starts with a freaking O. You see it when you photo edit, like if you want it to fade out, I don't know, if you just wanted to make it disappear. And that's exactly what happened. It disappeared, and that was it. And we were just like, what the hell? What was that? We were literally freaking out, and we're at the point and we were just standing there like, what is that? And we were literally, before that even happened, my boyfriend Justin had looked at the time literally right before this happened, and it was 5:55. And then the video that I took on my phone of me saying I can't get it, that was when it was like in the middle of the air and we're seeing it, that was at 6:01. So it happened between 5:55 and 6 o'clock that this happened. And it was freaking insane. We literally got inside my house and we're freaking out. We're like, what the hell is that? And we're trying to think of all the rational things that could have been, what it looked like, what we all saw, because we all saw the same thing, and it was incomprehensible to all of us. We couldn't explain what it was. We couldn't even say what we thought it was, because it looked like Santa. We kept saying it was Santa, it was reindeer, and everybody kept saying, we thought it was Santa, we thought it was Santa, we thought it was reindeer. And then after minutes of talking about it, we're just like, okay, what can we conclude that was? Can we say that was UFO, that was aliens? And then we all decided like that was a UFO. And it was pretty, it's reality shattering, because it's like what you think you don't know. And then you see this crazy thing in front of your face and you're like, what the hell? And then, okay, so literally like immediately after that, we talked about it, we concluded, I go on my phone and I go on Twitter, okay? Because I go on I don't use Twitter regularly. I used to. You can go on my Twitter. My Twitter's Natalia of Earth. I just changed the you could see the post that I did recently during that day on Twitter, and then you could see before that, like, my last posts were 2017. Like, I used to be an active user of Twitter, probably, I don't want to say my whole life, but since I was younger, I always loved Twitter. Like, I've always been on Twitter, but I stopped using it around 2017, the beginning of 2017. So anyways, I jumped on Twitter because it's a fast social media. If anything is going to happen immediately, it's going to trend quickly on Twitter, and you're going to find a hashtag, you're going to find pictures, you're going to find it fast because it's easy like that. There's a lot of people like it on it, and it just moves fast. So I ran on Twitter and I typed in hashtag UFO sightings, hashtag UFOs, hashtag UFO LA to see if anybody else saw what we saw. I didn't find anybody in LA who saw something that we saw, but I did find somebody a half hour later that we saw that. A half hour later, somebody saw the same exact thing, but in Florida, and they posted a video of it, and they posted photos, and I retweeted it. You can look at my in my Twitter, and I retweeted it, and I said I just saw the same thing in LA, and then I did some further backlogging or whatever. Like, I wanted to see previous posts, like maybe somebody saw something before we saw it, and somebody saw I'm not gonna exaggerate when I say it's the exact thing that we saw that morning. So that morning, somebody saw the same thing that we saw that night, but in Florida as well, which means it's just all over the country. It's either there's a giant UFO, this is what I concluded, there was a giant UFO over the entire United States, or there were multiple UFOs all over the United States, and there still could be at this time, because now I've been tracking UFO sightings, and there are so many during this time right now, and it could be because of the Great Conjunction, the winter solstice. This is a super high peak, super high frequency time for humanity. We have just entered the age of Aquarian. Of Aquarius, we marked, people say that 12/21, the winter solstice, the Great Conjunction, was the actual date of the entering into the into the age of Aquarius, which is basically the new age. We're leveling up. This is a major upgrade for humanity. For all of us, you may be feeling it. I've been feeling super drained and tired. Your dreams might be more vivid during this time. You may feel a lot of intuition, like just intuitive feelings, like you may manifest faster or easier, or just dream about things and then they happen. A lot of this stuff could be happening. My friend, who I know on Instagram, she was saying one of her symptoms were she's having this like really big like vibration in her head, like her head keeps vibrating, and she's having like crazy dreams. She can't sleep. Another thing, somebody told me that they're super energized, and it's just many people are feeling it in different ways. So this is a super upgrade for humanity, and I think because like what me and Justin were talking about, and what I feel is that you have to be at least vibrating at some sort of frequency to be able to perceive multidimensional beings, because that's what aliens are. They are multidimensional. They are a little bit more advanced than humans, and it was literally a week ago or a week before that happened, because then at this point me and my friends are just researching everything. We're looking for videos, pictures of things that we saw. We're looking at alien everything at this point. And that night there was an article that said 1 week ago that the former head of the Israeli space program and Trump had both announced that the US and Israel have been in communication with the Galactic Federation for years now. And this is on the news. Like, yeah, we've been in communication with the Galactic Federation. Now, for those of you who don't know who or what the Galactic Federation is, it's basically, okay, so you think of the UN, right? The UN is like, there's one spokesperson for every country or something like that. And then they talk about world stuff, like, I don't know who's in it, who's not in it, because there's some countries that aren't in it, I'm sure. But they talk about world stuff, and just like it's like a huge organization of all the world leaders, and then they talk about stuff. And that's basically what the Galactic Federation is, but except it's a representative for every species. So there's an Earth representative, there's a reptilian representative, there's a gray representative, there's a mantis representative, there are Anunnaki representatives. So these are all different alien species. If you guys want to know more about this, I can talk more about this in more episodes. Just let me know, DM me on Instagram, or however you feel the means to contact me, request more UFO or alien stuff, because I can talk all day about this. But so anyways, these are different species of aliens, and they form this galactic federation to talk about, well, space stuff, cosmic stuff. Like, what are we going to do with Earth? What are we going to do with this? And so apparently we've been in cahoots with them for a while now. And this has been announced on the news, and not too long ago, like a few months ago, the government had announced that, okay, we have found an unidentified object that we cannot understand at all. It is not earthly technology. We can't understand it. We can't figure it out. This is from someplace else. This is from another world or another planet or a different species. And that was officially announced. So it's like more and more the government and the higher ups, whoever, the media, is showing us, oh, hey, look, aliens do exist. And it's not as mainstream, but it's becoming more mainstream because you can't hide it anymore. We're at the point where we're in this major upgrade. So many people, their frequency is up to the point where they see things, they're experiencing things. People who never experienced things before or seen anything before are now seeing this. You can't hide it anymore. So they have no choice but to say, okay, yeah, aliens do exist. Okay, yeah, this is happening. So anyways, that was just something crazy that happened and that we saw, and it's just it's a major time for us right now, guys. I think it's really insane, and it's crazy. I can't even begin to get into it. So anyways, that was my story about that. I've just been tracking stuff. Anyways, like I was saying with that video, that we saw a video that was recorded the same morning that we saw that at night, and it was exactly what we saw, and it was also in Florida, but it was exactly what we saw, guys. I also retweeted it on my Twitter. You don't even have to have a Twitter. Just go on twitter.com and look up Natalia of Earth, and then look at my most recent retweet. So there's a video there. It's in the daytime, and I quoted the tweet and said I saw the same exact thing in LA, and it's at daytime, and then you could see there's it's crazy, guys. You have to see the video because that's exactly what we saw. But what they saw in the video, it was actually lights in the sky. It looked like lights in the sky or fire in the sky. We didn't see that, but I think it was like that because it was in daytime. We saw exactly what that video shows, but at night, and it wasn't lighting up. It was light reflecting off of whatever it was, but it was basically the same exact thing. So you guys could check that out too. But the post that I'll post on Instagram advertising this episode, I will post some pictures that kind of look like what we saw, but it wasn't exactly what we saw. But it was crazy, guys. It was crazy. Have you guys seen UFOs? Have you ever had any ET experiences? Oh, so let me talk about my ET experiences. But if you have seen UFOs, if you have pictures, videos, I would love to see them. Please send them in to me. If you don't have Instagram, that's fine. I have an email. You can email videos, pictures, or anything. You can just write. It's worldofnatalia@aol.com. So world, like the world, and then of Natalia, Natalia, at AOL.com. And yeah, send me stuff, guys. So anyways, talking about my previous ET experiences, it's so funny because during this time that this happened recently, like when we just saw the UFO and stuff, I've been listening to a certain guru. I think his name is, oh man, these Hindi names are so hard to pronounce, but it's like Swami, freaking something, guys. Hold on, let me look at it. Paramahamsa Shwishvananda or something like that. Here you go. Oh wow, I was so freaking close, man. Okay, Paramahamsa Sri Swami Vishwananda. That's his freaking name. And I've been listening to him. I love him so much. I kind of like I don't want to say move through gurus, but like I move through gurus. But I find the right ones at the right time. And I've just been listening to him so much recently, because he talks a lot on Bhakti. His whole thing is Bhakti. It's called the Bhakti Marga, and it's basically all Bhakti stuff. So that's why I've just been listening to him so much. But anyways, during this time that this happened, that we saw the aliens and stuff, a freaking video posts on my Instagram, on my YouTube, from him that was titled Aliens and Other Dimensional Beings. And I was like, what the hell? Like, what are the odds that, what the heck, he talks on this? Like, I wouldn't even know that he would talk about that. And he says, yeah, absolutely, that there's other beings. And I'm sure I don't need his thing to, like, I don't need him to say, oh yeah, they exist, for me to be like, oh yeah, they really do exist. Like, no, I believe that they exist whether he believes they exist or not. But he was like, yes, of course they exist. God created more than just humans. If you think that God just created humans, then you're just, come on, guys. Like, there are, you see the planets in freaking space. I mean, before, okay, I don't know if I was very skeptical on space. I'm still kind of skeptical on space, but I'm more of a believer in space now than I was, because I didn't really believe that space existed. But I kind of feel like they're getting somewhere about this, guys, or whatever. There's something there. But anyways, it says, of course, God created many beings, many species, not just humans. And anyways, he says that one time he was in the mountains with his cousin, and they're just hiking this mountain, and he says he felt some kind of weird energy. Like, suddenly there was just some weird energy around, like, in the air. And he tells his cousin, he's like, hey, I think there's like some kind of alien around or something. And like, he said it felt like there was an alien around. Like, he's never had like met an alien or anything, but it felt like there was an alien around. Oh my gosh. And I can't relate to that like more, because this has happened to me many times in the past where I've never personally met an alien, but it's like, as soon as I go outside, I feel this strange energy, and I automatically assume there's an alien around. Like, it's weird. It's like, in my head, I'm like, oh shit, there's an alien, or like, they're around. I always used to say that. I think they're around tonight. Sorry, I keep like throwing out my voice. I would always say, I think they're out tonight. I think there's aliens out tonight. And then usually when I would say that, later that night, I would see like a UFO, or I would see something weird, right? And this is a reoccurring feeling that's been happening to me for years now, since I was maybe in the middle of high school, more in the beginning of my journey. Because in the beginning of my journey, my spiritual journey, I would say, happened. I was always in spirituality, and it happened very gradually, but there was a very pinnacle point that I talk about a lot on this podcast. My junior year of high school, where I just dove super deep into it. I was introduced to basically everything, and that my entire spiritual journey took a blast off from that point. And it was around that time where I became super sensitive to these feelings, to these energies, and I had a lot of these experiences with ETs and feeling ETs around. So this one time, I'll talk about shortly, this one time, it was really crazy. This is when I was living back in New York, and I was walking to the train. I don't know where I was going, but it was nighttime. I was walking to the train, and I'm walking, and I'm like, oh, there's a weird feeling out here. I feel like there's aliens around. Like, obviously, I'm not going to be able to see anything because we're in the middle of New York City, but because usually I would see UFOs in Pennsylvania. I've lived in Pennsylvania. My family lives in Pennsylvania. So, and more of the countryside. So there's not too many lights. You see, like, the whole entire sky, every single constellation, every single star, the freaking Milky Way. You could see everything. So I would see UFOs there, and, like, I wouldn't see, like, flying saucers, but I would see what looked like stars. Like, it looked exactly like a star, like a speck. It wasn't blinking or anything like a plane. No, it was like a star, the size of a star, and just moving slowly at like plane speed, but a little faster, but super high up in the sky that it looked like a star. And anyway, so I was walking to the train, and I get this weird feeling, and I'm like, it feels like there's aliens around at night. And it felt really mysterious and kind of creepy, but cool at the same time. And so anyways, I get to the train, right? I'm on the train, and the train gets there. Okay, this is what happened. The train gets there, and I get on the train, right? So I get on the train, and I'm sitting there, but the train's not leaving. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, why isn't the train leaving? And there wasn't really anybody on the train. And it felt very weird, because I'm already feeling this super weird energy, and I'm sitting on this train by myself, and the train's not moving, and then suddenly all the lights turn off in the train, like the entire train, and then the doors open, and it's super quiet, And I'm like, what the heck? And I got kind of scared because I'm already feeling the scary energy. So then I kind of stand in the middle of the doors, like halfway in the train, halfway out, to like look outside to see what's happening. I don't see anybody on the train whatsoever. The lights are off. And then suddenly I hear somebody on the speaker, the train speaker, and it's like, and I'm like, oh hell no. I was like, no, these freaking people are coming for me. And it felt crazy, guys. It was just so weird. The energy felt super weird, and I was like, no, hell no, I'm not getting abducted today. I'm going back home. So I literally got my ass off the train and started walking back home, because that was too creepy. I'm like, no way, nope, not for me, nope. So then I go home later. The day ends, right? The day ends. I'm like, okay, I'm not going where I was supposed to go. I go back home. I'm at home. I'm sleeping, okay? I go to sleep at night. I have my boyfriend's phone here, and it keeps making noises. I'm gonna put on mute. Mute. Okay. So then I go home, right? And it's nighttime. I go to sleep, okay? This is the same night, but I go to sleep. It's nighttime. And then, out of nowhere, I wake up out of my sleep. I shoot up out of my sleep, like, wide awake, because I feel like something's running towards me super fast, like, out of nowhere. I'm freaking sleeping, knocked out, and then out of nowhere, I wake up super fast, and I'm like, oh shit, something's coming, like, it felt like something was moving super fast towards me, and it woke me up. So as it's coming towards me, I feel it. I'm like, oh my god. And then once I feel that it reached me, like, it reached the peak, like, and then I was like, oh, and then I get scared and I like cover myself. I hear something out my window, and it's like something. I honestly don't remember. This happened a few years ago, but it was like some crazy ass sound outside of my window, guys. Like, literally, like, it was outside of my window. Not like it was outside and I heard it from out the window. No, like, it was in front of the window and I heard it outside of the window. And I literally screamed because I felt it rushing towards me. And then once it hit me, like, I felt it. And then it made a crazy sound outside. And I was like, what? And I got so scared. And then I look at the time and it was like 12:12. Or it was like 2:22. Or it was like 3:33. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what is that? And then, like, I was too scared to look out of the window. I'm not gonna look out the window. But I honestly don't remember what I did. I think I was scared and I was hiding under the blankets, and then I think I just like tried to talk myself back to sleep. And then, like, during that time, I also used to do like a protection prayer or protection meditation where I would imagine like a white force around me. I do this now too, but like this white light force around me, and that like nothing can touch me. Like, I'm freaking unstoppable. I have this like super godly shield around me that nothing can touch me. So I'm sure I did that because I was doing that around that time, and I still do it now. But I remember being super scared. I remember hearing something. I remember feeling something. That was the same night that crazy stuff happened. And that was just one time. That was my most direct ET experience. And I feel like it was an ET experience because it felt like an ET experience. I felt it. I knew it in my freaking soul, my multi-dimensional soul, whatever the hell it is, that it was a freaking alien. I don't know if it was outside my window. I don't know what it was. I really don't know. And I may or may not have had contact with ETs in my dreams because that's how they abduct you usually, through your dreams. So I don't know if I've been abducted. I feel like I've had experiences in my dreams with ETs, but I'm not too sure. But I can sense like ET energy around. So anyways, that was just one of my freaking experiences, and this was my second most ET experience. So you could say it's an experience of there's like 4 kinds. The 4th kind is when you get abducted. The first kind is like the minimalist, like you see a UFO in the sky. I think maybe that was an experience of the 3rd kind, and then me and my friend seeing the UFO was an experience of the 2nd kind, because it wasn't like we just saw something light in the sky or anything like that. Like, I feel like we actually freaking saw them. So anyways, that was my freaking alien stories, guys. I hope you freaking like that. But getting back into this little Christmassy thing, I do want to cut this episode short just because it's Christmas and I have presents to open. And yeah, I have a lot of stuff to do. I have to freaking bake cookies. I gotta bake cakes and muffins and stuff, and eat cake. Ooh, I want to eat cake. I'm excited. What are you guys eating today? I hope you guys have a good holiday. I wish I was spending it with all of you. I wish everybody who listens to this episode, or everybody who just regularly listens, we should have something like that eventually. When this podcast becomes bigger, we'll have a big meetup. So stick with me, guys. Like, stick with this podcast. Stick with me. You won't regret it. We'll do some fun stuffs. Okay, so. Oh, let's talk about Santa Claus. So anyways, I wanted to talk a little bit about the history of Santa Claus. So, Santa Claus, if you guys don't know the history of him, he started off as Saint Nick or Saint Nicholas, and he was from Turkey. Yeah, he was born in Turkey. But anyways, he was seen as, he inherited like all this wealth, and then he traveled around the countryside helping the poor and sick. And he was known for just going around helping poor people, helping poor children. One of the most known stories of him is when he saved 3 poor sisters from being sold into slavery or prostitution by their father, by providing them with a dowry so that they could be married. So it's not all kicks and giggles and merry tree on top. I don't know what the hell I'm saying, honestly, but you don't really get this, like, oh yeah, Saint Nick saved these girls from slavery and prostitution. Like, you don't tell that to your kids, but these are the stories, guys. A wonderful Christmas time. I don't know if you can hear the Christmas music in the background. I have a fireplace crackling in the background and some Christmas classics. So anyways, yeah, that's basically just who the heck he is. He was just this guy who inherited all this wealth, and then he would just go around helping the wealthy and the poor. And then he became Santa Claus. So then Santa Claus just goes and helps the kids, I guess. Let's see, this name Santa Claus evolved from Nick's Dutch name Sinterklaas. What the heck? A shortened form of St. Nicholas. In 1804, John Pintard, a member of the New York Historical Society, distributed woodcuts of St. Nicholas at the Society's annual meeting. The background... Okay, I guess I could keep going. The background of the engraving contains now familiar Santa images, including stockings filled with toys and fruit hung over a fireplace. Okay. The history... As prominence grew, Sinterklaas was described as everything from rascal with a blue-eyed three-cornered hat, blue three-cornered hat, red waistcoat, and yellow stockings to a man wearing... Okay, I don't know. Anyways, that's where the freak it came from. Then they turned it into something crazy, and it's not even worth reading, honestly. I guess we could talk about Kwanzaa, because it starts tomorrow. Let's talk about Kwanzaa. Let's talk about So, Kwanzaa, if you don't know, it has, like, these types of, like, what are the beliefs? Principles. They have, like, these principles, and then each day they celebrate each of the principles. So, I think one of them were... I looked into it, I think, last year, and I thought one of them was weird. But I think this is a African American thing. I don't know if it's an African thing, because I don't know if they do this in Africa. I don't know if, like, just Americans created this, like African Americans. I really don't know. Let's see. Thursday will be, Saturday will be the beginning of Kwanzaa. It's a 7-day non-religious holiday, so it's like a human, not a human thing, but like a society thing. Non-religious holiday observed in the U.S., meant to honor African Americans' oh my gosh, guys, ancestral roots. The celebration lasts until January 1st. The name comes from the Swahili phrase Matunda ya Kwanza, which means first fruits. Created in 1966 by Maulana Karenga, a black nationalist and professor of Pan-African Studies at he just created it, what the heck, of Pan-African Studies at California State University in Long Beach. Oh wow, he would be in Cali. Kwanzaa became popular in the 1980s and 1990s in tandem with the Black Power movement, making up the trio of winter holidays along with Hanukkah and Christmas. So, the holiday is defined by Nguzo Saba, or the 7 principles. Each day of the festival is dedicated to a specific principle marked by lighting a new candle on the Kanara, a 7-branch candelabra. So it's kind of like the Hanukkah thing. They light candles each day. Even though Kwanzaa isn't widely celebrated as it used to be, its 7 principles still hold true for some. Here's a look at what the principles are. Okay, so the first principle is umoja, which means unity in Swahili. Karenga defines this on his Kwanzaa website as to strive for and maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race. Okay, I could agree with that. Maintain unity. Come on, guys. Unity. Maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race. The next principle is kujichagulaya. Okay, sorry, let me repronounce that. I'm sorry for trigger warning for people who care about pronunciation. Kujichagulia, or self-determination. Oh, I believe in this one. The principle refers to defining, naming, creating, and speaking for oneself. Okay, I don't agree with the defining oneself or maybe naming oneself, but speaking for yourself, yes, creating for yourself. And then I think it's just like self-determination, doing things for yourself and doing it with your like internal power and, you know, all your might. But I don't really agree with titling yourself or defining yourself or putting yourself in these crates. Ujima, that's the next principle. Translated as collective work and responsibility, Ujima refers to uplifting your community, to build and maintain our community together and make our brothers and sisters' problems our problems, and to solve them together. I guess. Okay, yeah, I guess so. Collective work and responsibility. Like, we all help the community. We all, like, their problems are our problems because it's a community and we do this together. I could say that. I agree with that. Not as a race thing. I don't think that we should, like, stand together as, like, as a human race. Absolutely. But, like, when they talk about race, like, when other people talk about race, they're talking about skin color. I don't think that's race. I don't know why anybody would call it race. I don't know. I know the human race is a race. People ask me, oh, what's your race? Like, I'm freaking human. That's my race. Like, I just can't. So I don't believe in standing together. I mean, okay, in these times, like, because of, like, police brutality, like, and then, like, oh, black people, we must stand together, and then white people, I guess they feel like they must stand together, but, like, I feel like that's just too pushed onto people. Like, it's creating that division, like, oh, black people must stand together. Like, no, we all must freaking stand together. It's not like you guys have to stand together and we have to stand together and we stand together in groups. Like, it's not, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that, guys. Come on. Okay, so now the next one is Ujama. Cooperative economics. Similar to Ujima, this principle refers to uplifting your community economically, to build and maintain our own stores, shops, and other businesses, and to profit from them together. I agree with that. Freaking shop small, guys. Support small businesses. Support your friends with businesses, and shop locally. Let's create things locally. Let's stop buying from communist China for cheap labor and basically slavery. Let's support small businesses, guys. In the new year, it's pretty insane. It's pretty insane. I mean, not supporting the small businesses, but I'm just thinking about, like, the stuff we got going on with China, the stuff we got going on, just in the world. Like, we need to support each other, like, in the community. We can't get involved in these economical wars and political stuff. We really can't. We just gotta support each other, because that's all we have. What the hell? What are we gonna do when the entire government turns on us? I don't know if they'll delete this episode. I mean, maybe soon, eventually, they'll be like, oh no, she's talking out bad against us, and we'll turn into China. But if we can't get involved in this, guys. We can't get involved. We have to get involved in our own thing, and then by doing that, we'll become stronger than their thing, basically. That's how we overpower. Anyways, not talking about that here, but next principle is Naya or Nia. I don't know. It's spelled N-I-A. It means purpose. Karenga expands on this principle with to make our collective vocation the building and developing of our community in order to restore our people to their traditional greatness. What? To make our collective vocation the building and developing of our community in order to restore our people to the traditional greatness. Okay, I guess. So it means to basically make our collective vocation, our job, building the community and developing the community. I guess. I mean, I feel like by doing any job, you're doing that. I mean, if you do a job that's helpful, I think, like, purpose, if your purpose is to help others, and that's a very known principle in Hinduism. It's karma yoga, is selflessly acting and doing service for others. So I believe that that's what that is. That should be our purpose, right? Next principle is kumbha, meaning creativity. Karenga defines this principle as to do always as much as we can in the way we can in order to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than we inherited it. I like this. I like that. That's really nice. And then the last one, is this the last one? The last one is imani. The final principle translates to faith. Karenga defines this as faith in community, writing to believe with all our heart in our people, our parents, our teachers, our leaders, and the righteousness and victory of our struggle. Okay, so believe with all our heart in our people, our parents, our teachers, our leaders. Okay, I don't think we should believe with all our heart in our leaders, because who are our leaders? Like, our leaders are pretty corrupt, guys. I'm not gonna say believe with all our heart in our leaders. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna advocate for that. In our parents, maybe. I mean, I can't really advocate for believing with all your heart for people who are corrupt or evil, even if they are your parents or your teachers or your leaders or the people or whoever. If they're not doing good, but they absolutely believe that they're doing good, I'm not gonna tell you to believe in them wholeheartedly. I'm not. If these people are good, if your people are good, the parents, the teachers, the leaders, if they're all great, then sure, believe in them with all your heart. But I do believe in the victory of our struggle. Like, yes, we go through struggles, but we will overcome them, and that is the victory of that. So yeah, those are the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. This is a very odd episode. It's very Christmassy, alien-y, Kwanzaa-y, government-y. Ho 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 ho. Merry Christmas. Anyways, guys, that's it for this week. Thank you so much for joining me as usual. I'm extremely grateful for you. It's gonna be a year, guys. It's gonna be a year. Thank you for standing strong with me. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being entertained by me, putting up with me, listening to my rambles. I've listened to so many episodes that it's so cringe for me, honestly, because it's like, what am I saying? What am I even talking about? What am I doing? What am I doing? No, but thank you so much. I truly, deeply, truly appreciate it. And I hope you all have a wonderful holiday. I hope you enjoy this time with your friends, your family. I hope you get everything that you want. I hope you give everything that you want. And if you can't give any material objects, that's okay. Just give love, because that's what this time is for. Giving love, sharing love, being with your loved ones. And if you can't be with your loved ones because of the stupid COVID, because I can't see my family. The only family I have here on my side is Justin. I have his family and I have our friends, which are like my family. But I have no blood on this side of the country. So I will be opening presents with them soon, actually in an hour. We'll be video chatting and opening presents. But if you guys have the chance to be with your loved ones, cherish it. We've had many people pass away this year. RIP to my uncle Louis. Thank you for everything you've done in this world, and we're so grateful to have had you. RIP to Smokey, which was the family dog basically for years. He actually just died maybe two or 3 days ago. They had to put him to sleep. So RIP to Smokey. You'll be truly missed, deeply missed. And we're so lucky to have spent this time on Earth with you, or anybody who's listening to this who have had people die or just lost loved ones. So thank you so much for blessing us with your being, your presence, your love, your company, and anything else that you gave us on this earth. Okay, so closing this off, I'm actually going to read some Bible verses for a change instead of reading from the Tao in honor of our lovely Lord Jesus Christ, and celebrating his birthday. So one, I just looked up Christmas quotes from the Bible. I actually brought the Bible out, so I said I had the Bible here. I brought the Bible out because I was going to read something from the Bible, but the Bible's not just something you could just open up and then read something from. I mean, you could, but then, like, you kind of need some, like, back history or, like, context, right? So, something that I found, hold on, I gotta find it. It was a good one. Okay, so yeah, I'll close this off, bring my little bell over here. In all things, I have shown you that by working hard in this way... Oh, what the heck? Oh, yeah, this is the quote. Sorry. Oh my gosh, I thought it was... Anyways, in all things, I have shown you that by working hard in this way, we must help the weak and remember the words of the Lord Jesus, how he himself said, it is more blessed to give than to receive. And that was from Acts 20:35. A generous person will prosper. Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed. Proverbs 11:25. So when you give the needy, do not announce it with trumpets, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and on the streets, to be honored by others. Truly, I tell you, they have received the reward in full. That's Matthew 6:2. Love each other with genuine affection and take delight in honoring each other. Romans 12:10. Taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed in the one who takes refuge in him. Psalm 34:8. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not comprehend it. Ooh. John 1:4-5. Okay, I'll just end it with this one. Do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He will not grow tired or weary, and his understanding no one can fathom. Isaiah 40:28. Thanks be to God for his indescribable gift. 2 Corinthians 9:15. Okay, Merry Christmas, guys. Happy holidays. Happy freaking New Year. I will talk to you next week. I love you all. Peace, blessings, merriment, and everything holy.